The opportunity to talk about the dancer and the queen lighted up her spirit.
I remember that Emmanuella was a child that wouldn't want to watch TV when she was even baby. When others were watching cartoon, you wouldn't see her doing it. She would rather be somewhere else. But whenever music comes up on TV, my baby will crawl from wherever she is and stand by the TV and start dancing. So the dance thing has been in her since then. When we got to Ireland, she started doing the youth program in church where she'll put youth together and train them to dance. And I was like, why dance? Anytime there's youth program, she wants to go. But at a point, the sisters too were into the dance thing to the extent that the sister got a contract with the college here to be teaching the hip-hop society in the college. And she drew Emmanuella into it. And Emmanuella was the one that lasted with the contract. Because others left dancing, she was the only one left.
As an intelligent mom, it was time to support her determined daughter.
So when I started saying things like that, I said, well, maybe I am doing the wrong thing, not supporting her fully with her passion. So I changed my method. I just make sure that I take her whenever she's going. And I know when she's going to finish, I'll pick her up. So I was doing that.
But the support was conditional. She has to finish her first degree before she can devote her time to her first passion, the dance world.
She was still in college when she started the dance school. She said she doesn't see herself as working for anybody. I said, well, for you to start any business, at least you must have your first degree. Because there was a real row on that. You must have your first degree. That's the only way I can give you my support. She's a very brilliant child. You know, when she sits in class, even if she doesn't study, she knows what she's doing. So I make sure that I supported her to get that degree, which she did. And when I saw the success that was coming out of the school that she started, I had no choice but to support and to make sure that she's doing it right. And that was why I said earlier that I had to work as a bookkeeper at some point, because I knew that she was lacking in that area. So I did all her bookkeeping, make sure that everything was structured and she could easily follow what is going on under her.
Yeah, my mom, like she's great. My mom is great with giving me advice, you know, with managing my business. And without, you know, some of her advice, like it'll be so hard for me. Like she's been able to give me some tips to help me along the way, you know, because my job would be very stressful. Like, you know, you're dealing with parents, you're dealing with kids, and, you know, my mom just helps me with that aspect, and she's amazing.
Emmanuella's participation in the Miss Nigerian Ireland 2009 pageant brought smiles to Mrs. Olubunmi Salako's face as she goes down memory lane to talk about the key moments of that experience.
I remember that we attended the Bold and Beautiful all-white party. I remember Yinka Odeaju sending me tickets for the event, 10 tickets. And I was like, who am I going to sell the tickets to? But I ended up paying for all the tickets. And it got to the day we were to come for. I've told my daughters we were going for this event. But on that day, they started giving me loads of excuses. We're not going. I said, no way, I can't pay $250 and not have people there. So I forced the four of them into the car, and we fought all the way to Dublin to attend. I remember when we got there that they were dancing. They're doing the competition. And I asked them all to go and join, and all of them ran. It was only Emmanuella that I forced to go and join. I said, Shebi, you dance, just go there. And she joined. And I wasn't even looking at the competition because I was busy talking with the embassy officials. So I wasn't concentrating on what they were doing until somebody came to me and said, your child has been picked as one of the first 5. That was when I now paid attention. Eventually, she won the car on that event, if you remember. She won the car there. And she came back to me to say some people were asking her to enter for Miss Nigeria. I said, Miss Nigeria, okay. And I said to you that you should allow me to discuss with the dad first. Then when I discussed with the dad said, well, if they're not going to do the swimsuit thing, that there's nothing wrong in it. And I believe that's where my permission should come from anyway. Since he said there wasn't any problem if the swimsuit wouldn't be there, that was when I gave my full support. And we started the preparations. Going to the camp, she was asking me what country what state will she represent. I said, well, your dad always claim Lagos State because they are originally from Oyo, but their grandfather migrated to Lagos and they have a house in the heart of Lagos in Campbell Street. So I said, well, Lagos will be fine. So I prepared her and I just told her what she should be talking about. Take this point, look at this point, look at that. And she researched everything on the internet herself. She went for the camp and I did not know that she could win. I did not have a clue that she could win. So we were there, we were just having fun and all until, the judges finished their thing. And when her name was announced, it was a very joyous moment for all of us. All of us. And from there, we just made up our mind that we're going to give her the full support throughout our reign. And I thank God that our reign gave a new meaning to Miss Nigerian Ireland. It kickstarted something good for the organization. And she was, a good role model.
The experience, according to her, was one of confidence building.
It boosted her confidence. That day, on the day of the pageant, the night that she stood on that stage and was talking about her project, about her state, I was dumbfounded because I've never seen my child like that. That was the first I would see her. I know she has the potential, to come out, to talk and all that. But that was the very first day I saw it in her coming to bear.
The birthday girl noted that it was a profile building experience for Emmanuella Salako.
And it has helped her because she was able to network both within Irish and immigrant community. It gave her a platform to work on. And going to Nigeria just sealed it up for her. Because today she has, strong network in Nigeria as well. That if she wants to tap, into, she'll be able to. So it has really helped. It has been very positive for her.
While advising parents to always support their daughters, she also has a word of advice for the girls interested in participating in Miss Nigeria Ireland.
Well, they need to give their full support. For the success of their children, they need to give their full support. They need to be there for them. They need to guide them in ways, to behave, ways to carry themselves. If you are a queen, you are representing your country. You are the ambassador. So you have to portray the values that, that your country has. You have to portray the good training that you got from home. You have to show yourself as a role model to those who are coming. Those who are there and those who are, looking forward to being Miss Nigeria should look at the opportunity. Those who are there should look at the opportunity they can catch on, that they can use to better their lives after leaving it. And those who want to come in should look at the opportunities as well that is available. and make good use of it.
Mrs. Olubunmi Salako, however, advised the parents that the love for their children should not stop them from disciplining their children when they are going wrong.
You know, we've said it earlier that some parents, instead of, getting their children back in line, they rather take side and not do the right thing. There are days that Emmanuella will cry home when she was the queen. She will tell me, Peter said this, Peter said that. I will listen. And I will ask her questions. What led to it? What did you do? What didn't you do? And I will tell her straight what she would have done. I will tell her. And you will remember that I will call you on a number of occasions to talk to you too. And I believe that's the way to train children. Because now she has to deal with loads of parents of children in our school. If I had not trained her to deal with one person or an organization with few people, how would she have been able to deal with parents of numerous children under her today? To the extent that she's now using the parents to adopt groups within the school. That is learning. That is training that she has grown up to receive from home. She has a parent to a group. That parent is responsible for what goes on in each class. And that is wisdom. It's the only way to have it, to have peace. For you to be able to focus and do the right thing. So it's important that you train children, to manage relationship, to take responsibility, to accept faults whenever they go wrong. And they learn from it.
The birthday get noted that like any other endeavor, there's nothing wrong with pageant if you take the route of positivity.
I believe that there is nothing wrong in pageant as against the mindset that a lot of people have. It depends on how you portray yourself. It depends. I believe that every queen will look back at what Emmanuella achieved and want to as well. So I think, parents should give their full support to their children and to the organization.
There's so many things that, I'm thankful for that my mom has done for us. Like, for example, sitting here, coming to, Ireland to make sure we've gotten the best education, and also putting us all through college, making sure, she could have been in Nigeria doing her own thing, but she literally came to Ireland to make sure that we got the best education possible, and also just being there for us every step of the way. There's never a day that mom will be like, when you go and ask for advice, there's never a day that she'll be like, no, I'm not listening. She's always there to listen to any problems that we would have, and just seeing us through all our years, and being there for my 21st party, and being there speaking so highly about me, really, really warmed my heart, to see her, go up there and speak about her daughter so highly, really, brought tears to my eyes, because, that day was, an amazing day, and she was able to say absolutely beautiful words and encouraged me. And throughout my reign of the Miss Nigeria Ireland, when there were times where I was struggling to keep balance with my education and the pageant, and she encouraged me and helped me through it all. And without my mom, I don't think I would have survived the whole year, because with something like that, you need the support of your mother, and my mom is simply amazing, and I'm just so thankful for you, Mom. You're just the best. And oh gosh, I can't begin to thank you for everything that you've done for us. you're just amazing. You really, really are, and you've got a heart of gold. That's something about you. Like you go out of your way for a lot of, not just your children, you go out of your way for a lot of people, and that's just such a beautiful quality that you have. And I just love you so much, and thank you for being you. And I'm so glad that we're celebrating your 60th, the big 60th. And if I grow up to be anything like you, I will be so thankful to God, because you're just amazing, and I love you so much. Enjoy your day.